Welcome back. It's my season 5 premiere, and I'm very excited to get back to the show. I am Grayson Knight, and this is Baseball Podcasts Are Fun. I won't lie, today's chat is happening in January, but by the time we release it, the 2023 MLB season will be a month old. Why? It's hard to get major leaguers on the show in the middle of the season, but I got one today, and he's the perfect fit. Tyler Stephenson is the starting catcher for the Cincinnati Reds. Born and raised in the Atlanta area, where I happen to live, Tyler was drafted out of high school and earned his way up to the Reds ladder. Let's welcome him to the show so we can get the whole story. Friends, Tyler Stevenson. How's it going, Tyler?
What's up? Pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. Baseball is a really small world, and I'm so glad Coach Nate made the connection. Did you guys
Yep,
play together?
we did. We played with and against each other for a long time. So he went to Lassiter and I went to Kennison Mountain, and we played some travel ball together with the East Cobb Yankees. So I've known him for a long time.
Hmm. He's a really good guy. So you're the starting catcher for the Reds, but I want to get back to the beginning if you don't mind. How did you start? How did you get into baseball?
So my mom said that when I was a young age, 3 or 4 years old, that I picked up a baseball bat. They had little wiffle ball bats around the house, and I've kind of stuck with it ever since. Fell in love with it. And really, it was all that I played. I didn't play basketball until I think it was like middle school. I played some middle school basketball, but still, baseball was still my number one sport. And then, really, once it kind of took off in high school, playing at East Cobb, which I'm sure you're familiar of, that's when it kind of took over, and it was like, wow, this is something that I can do, and I'm really good at. So maybe I can go to college, and then maybe in long term, hopefully, because I've always dreamed about playing in the MLB, and I'm fortunate enough to I guess
Mhm.
call that a reality now.
I don't really like East Cobb because they're so good against us. But
We were really good. We were really
Mhm.
good.
So one of your first teams is actually called the Reds, right?
Yep. That was I've got a baseball card somewhere that one of the first ever like little league teams that I played for was the Reds, which was
Hmm.
I want to say it was my first ever baseball card.
Hmm. I guess it was meant to be.
I know it was. So
Mhm.
I'm very fortunate the Reds drafted me.
Mhm. Were there any other brothers or sisters at home to compete with?
I have a sister. She actually just turned 29 on January 7th. She teaches at Lanier High School, and she is an athlete as well. She swam at Florida State. She was a swimmer.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so she was very talented.
Mhm. So you're a big guy, like 6'4", I think. Were you one of the tallest kids growing up?
Oh yeah, I've always been the tallest kid. I'm sure you can always talk to Nate about that. Ever since we were a young age, there's always these photos of me, and like I'm always like a foot or two taller than everybody when I was younger. But I remember specifically being 6 foot in sixth grade.
Whoa. I bet that helped you get an edge on the field, right?
Yeah, being that big at a young age definitely had some perks.
Hmm. So you mentioned basketball. Did you play any other sports when you were growing up?
Baseball and basketball was really it, and then I quit playing basketball my freshman year, and then it was my senior year of high school. I actually swam for a year. I was on the swim team and I loved it
So
just because it's my sister.
I'm doing winter basketball, just to
Yep,
stay healthy for the winter. I'm not very good at it, but I'm just learning something new, I guess.
I love it. It's fun. It's fun to play with your friends, and even if it isn't, you don't I guess necessarily have to be good at it. It's something fun to like hang out and just socialize doing.
Can you think back to when you were my age? What was the most fun thing about playing baseball during your early teens?
How old are you again?
I'm 13.
13, man. So you're what's seventh grade?
Seventh grade, yes.
Seventh grade. Wow. I think just so how I grew up. I like my best friends. Like we went to elementary school together, middle school together, and like high school together. So we all like grew up together. And they're still some of my best friends of the day. Like the memories of baseball and just school and being around those guys. It means a lot. And I mean, they're some of my closest friends to the day.
Hmm. So you were 6 foot in sixth grade. So
Yep.
So seventh grade, I imagine you were 6'1", maybe, or still 6 foot.
Yeah, I kind of peaked no, I won't say peaked in sixth grade, but I was definitely tall in sixth grade, and then by the time I like freshman year of high school, I was 6'3", almost 6'4", and I've probably kind of stayed about the same ever since. So
Yeah. Um,
I'm
I
tall.
have I have I have a lot of people in my school that are way taller than me. Maybe not as tall as you were, but like really pretty tall.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, I got some tall parents, so my dad was about 6'4", 6'5".
so did you play at Cooperstown?
I did. I remember when we were, I think, 10 and 12 years old. We went up to Cooperstown. We never won it. We lost in the Final Four both years. Yeah.
Wait, you did it twice?
So I um did you go when you were 12?
Yeah, I went last July.
So I think it's changed. I think it's only 12-year-olds now. Back when I was playing, you can go when you're 10 and then when you're 12. So we
Whoa,
went we went twice,
Final
and
Four.
yeah, we were good. I'm still mad that we never won because at that time, I know no East Cobb team has ever won Cooperstown. I don't know if that's changed since I've
I
left
think they
there.
won 2 years ago, to be honest. I think
Okay.
because one of the kids on my team was from East Cobb and he said he won Cooperstown. So maybe they
Oh,
won.
maybe so. But yeah, at that time, no East Cobb team had ever won Cooperstown, so we wanted to be the first. It was
Mhm.
fun. It was an amazing experience.
Did you go to Dreams Park or All Star Village?
I honestly don't know. That was over 10 years ago. I don't even know.
Did it have a pool? That's what I.
Pool. I do not remember a pool.
Okay, so you probably went to Dreams Park,
Okay.
which is where I went.
Okay. Fun.
So, you grew up a big Braves fan. So who was your
Hmm.
favorite player when you were growing up?
Brian McCann, Jeff Francoeur, Chipper Jones, Jason Hayward. Really cool story because I played at East Cobb. Like I said, Jason Hayward played at East Cobb too, and it was after he debuted his first ever at bat. He hit a home run with the Braves, and I remember at East Cobb at the end of the season we would have like a big award ceremony, and he was there, and I remember getting a picture with him, and I need to find it because it's been cool because I played against him.
Hmm.
I played against him last year, so it was really cool.
Okay, so this was a few years ago, but I actually was at an organization, North Gwinnett Baseball. You probably know what that is.
Hmm.
The North Gwinnett Bulldogs, and some of the coaches, Brian McCann, Jeff Francoeur, Ryan Vogelsong, old MLB players, and I got to meet Jeff Francoeur. I got a signed ball by Brian McCann. It was an
Wow.
incredible experience. Yeah, you should go down here sometime again.
Yeah, yeah. No, my family still lives in the area, and I try to make it back as often as I can.
It's a big baseball state.
Yes, it's probably without a doubt the biggest in the country. It's special.
So I read that you were thinking about playing at Georgia Tech. You were a Georgia Tech commit before the Reds drafted you. I don't know what I would do if I had that choice, but was it a tough decision not to go to college?
Uh, yeah, just because education was always a key when I was younger, but I didn't know at the time. But whenever you get drafted out of high school, that the team will pay for your college. So like whenever I do retire from baseball, I can always go back and get education. So it was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up because I've always wanted to play in the MLB.
Hmm.
And so it's something that I can always rely on whenever I'm done playing that I can go back.
That's awesome. So can you share what it was what it was like when you got drafted? Like where were you? What was that moment?
So I was at home at my parents' house, and I got invited to go up to New York for the draft, but I decided to stay back at home because you can only take like your parents and then like one either family member or friend. So it would have been a cool experience, but at the end of the day, I wanted to be with like, my high school friends and like my family. So um, we stayed at my parents' house and watched the draft live, and I knew there were some possibilities with some teams, but the Reds drafted me at 11. But was confident that I was going to go to the Phillies to pick four, which was number 10. So they picked Cornelius Randolph, who's actually another Georgia guy. So he got picked number 10 overall. And then right after that pick, my agent called and said, "Hey, the Reds are going to draft you at 11." So that was super cool. I remember like sitting watching it on TV, and we probably
Well,
had like 50 people at the
that's one way
house.
to get spoiled.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then everybody like dogpiled on me, and it was emotional. It was honestly a dream come true.
Wow, that is incredible. Um, so when you went off to play pro ball, what were a few of the biggest adjustments you had to make as a player, and how did you overcome any fears that you had? Not like switching metal to wood, mentally.
Yeah, it was a big leap because I was at that time 18 years old, and I had teammates that were 22, 23, 24 years old. So that was eye opening. But so I got drafted, and then like within a week, I was in Billings, Montana, playing rookie ball. So I didn't see my family for it was probably like 3 months. So that was a challenge, but they ended up coming out and visiting me at that point. But um, it's tough. So you're in pro ball, you're the level of consistency and the people that you're playing with, the talent just continues to get better. So the best kid on the high school team is now playing in college, and the best kid on the college team is playing pro ball. So you're always going to be playing the best of the best at each position. Um, so that was an adjustment that I really had to make. So um,
I think I
it was
think
challenging.
I think it's important for my listeners to hear about the challenges as much as the successes, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is a game of failure, which I'm sure you're still kind of learning. Um, if you fail 70% of the time, you're a Hall of Famer. You're going to hit 300 in your career. So um, it's challenging, especially being away from home and the intensity, the pressure. Like it all comes with being a professional baseball player. But at the end of the day, I love it, and I love being in the spot for it.
Mhm. So did you play with the Chattanooga Lookouts in Double A for long? Do you know the GM Rich Mazingo?
Um, I did 2019, and I briefly met him. I believe he's another Atlanta area or an Atlanta native.
So we actually it hasn't come out yet, but we actually interviewed Rich Mazingo a few weeks ago. And he was a really fun guy to talk to. Um and he's just a great person.
Yeah, no, I heard from a bunch of different people that an Atlanta guy owned the team. Um, I might have met him a time or two. I can't really remember. But I was there in 2019, and I loved it because it was an hour and a half from my house from where I grew up. So like every weekend, I had my parents and had my friends up there, so it was a lot of fun.
So in 2020, you made your big league debut and hit a home run in your first at bat, which hadn't been done by a Red in like 70 years. Who did you hit that off of?
Dwayne Underwood, who surprisingly was another Atlanta guy. He went to Pope High School.
How was that? Did you get the ball? How was that moment like?
Yeah, so um, I've actually got the ball in a little shadow box above this TV, and then I have my batting gloves, and I've got the bat somewhere.
Mhm.
So I've got everything, and it's pretty surreal. It was a pretty incredible moment, and
Mhm.
I don't think I really understood what happened until it was over. Um, but it was weird because it was COVID. COVID was going on, and nobody was in the stands, so there was really no cheering. So
You
it was fun.
could just walk up after the game and get the ball
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's what somebody did. Somebody went in the outfield and grabbed it.
and just
But I
threw
was
it
just
back.
worried. Yeah, so I was worried that I came. When I debuted, I came into the game in like the seventh or eighth inning, and I was worried that like my family and like my friends were gonna be like asleep because it was like 11 o'clock at night because I think we got in a rain delay. So I ended up like playing and like debuted, hit the home run. I was like, man, I hope everybody was like up to see it. And then sure enough, everybody was, and I had hundreds of text messages after that. So it was special, something that I
Wow.
always remember.
So how is it like playing with the legend Joey Votto? Did he take you under his wing?
Yeah, so it's kind of been a unique, I guess, friendship and I don't know, experience. But no, I mean he's one of my best friends on the team. Uh, it's surreal because I remember being young, around your age, watching him, and then now to call him a teammate, and he sits we sit next to each other on the plane, and like he came to my wedding, and he's an incredible human, and uh, I guess him on social media, people are starting to kind of understand and like see his personality that we see in the clubhouse because he's always been like so serious, and that's what's made him as great of a player as he's been. Like he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, just because the amount of dedication and consistency that he's had throughout his career. But yeah, we spent a lot of time together because I had my rehab and he was rehabbing as well. So we spent a lot of time in Cincinnati and it was fun. I look forward to
Mhm.
playing with him again, and hopefully this isn't his last year. Hopefully he still has a couple more years left. But it's been an honor so far to call him a friend and a teammate.
Mhm. We always see funny stories about him or sweet things he's doing. I mean, he would be a perfect future guest if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I can do.
Mhm. So last year there was a bang bang play at the plate. Luke Voigt of the Padres was trying to score and you tagged him out, but there was a collision and was a lot of discussion about it being a dirty play. What do you remember about that and did you think it was dirty?
Yeah, so it was we were in San Diego, and um, at the time I didn't really know what really happened because everything happened so fast, and I ended up getting a concussion from it. But it was nothing severe, and everything's fine, obviously from now. But the more and more that I watched it, I was like speculating. I was like, um, but at the end of the day, like we can nitpick it and kind of. I don't. I don't think it was anything dirty. I don't think so because it was a bang bang play, and there's a lot of emotion into it. Like we don't have a history with any like we don't have a history like we don't have that at all. So um, yeah, I mean the more that you kind of look at the video, like you can go both ways. But I mean I didn't think it was anything bad.
Did he like call you after or say something and say like I'm sorry or anything?
Yeah, he ended up getting my number from somebody, and he ended up texting me. It was either that night or the day before, like apologizing and just making sure everything was fine, which it was. So he handled it the right way, which I appreciate.
Was it hard to get back behind the plate after that concussion?
No, just because it was a unique situation that I guess encountered or that made the concussion happen. Um, like any like foul balls or anything, it wasn't really an issue. But I ended up switching to a new mask, and that it's the catching mask that has the springs. It's called Force 3, and I feel like that's kind of helped eliminate any of those fears.
Mhm. Um, so my dad just showed me the story about the bond you had with your grandfather. Want to tell us a
Hmm.
little bit about him and how special he was to you?
Yeah, so he actually passed away earlier this year from cancer. But yeah, they made a big piece, like the MLB like media people, about like the necklace that I've been wearing ever since I was drafted. And like long story short, um, this is like a little like coin. And whenever I was younger, I guess I gave it to him. And then whenever I got drafted, he gave it back to me, and I turned it into a necklace, and I've been wearing it um, every day since. So I know I always have a piece of him as he's looking down on me
Mm.
and stuff. So it means a lot.
My dad's pretty sentimental, and that story made him cry. But change of subject though. Since we were actually talking during your off season, can you tell me a little bit about what the off season looks like for you? How long do you rest once the season's over? What are your workouts like too?
Yeah, so this one was a little bit unique and different this year because I was rehabbing for my collarbone. Um, so I spent the first, I guess it was really up until Thanksgiving, like rehabbing and making sure that I didn't have any issues. hitting or throwing. So I was pretty busy up until Thanksgiving, and then during Thanksgiving break, my wife and I we went to Amsterdam and Berlin with my brother-in-law and sister, which we enjoyed. And then once we got back from that, like I kind of used that 8 days as like my off season, not doing anything. So when we got back from there, just pretty much working out and hitting and doing all my stuff. I work out 4 day, no, 5 days a week, and I hit and throw just about every day as well. I do Pilates twice a week, which I enjoy. Being catching, I have to be mobile and my flexibility. Um, and then my wife and I ended up going to Hawaii for our 1 year anniversary. We got married last December, so
Oh,
we've
nice.
been busy. It's been fun, and we also have a dog. We got a dog this off season. He's
Oh,
downstairs, so we've been taking care of him.
what's his name?
Russell.
Oh, nice. Wow, that sounds.
So he might be coming running up here. If he does, I'll put him on camera.
What breed?
He's a Cavapoo. He's a uh, St. Charles Cavalier and a toy poodle. So he's like a little mini doodle.
Like 1 year old, 2 year old, very, very little.
So he's 6 months old.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's like 6 pounds
Okay.
tall.
Are you feeling stronger now?
Yeah, no, I feel great. Collarbone, it's healed. I feel good. I'm ready to roll. Soon, I'm leaving the 31st to go out to spring training, so it's going to be here about 2 weeks. 2 weeks away.
So I don't want you to get like mad or anything about this. But are you hoping that like the Reds are gonna like make a comeback this season? Because their record last year was 62-100. So are you hoping that they're just gonna bounce back?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we will have a better year. So last year we ended up having, I think, 69 different guys on the team just because we had so many guys hurt. So that was a big thing last year was health. We had a lot of guys get hurt. So this year, hopefully that curse doesn't happen again and we can all stay healthy because we have a bunch of young talent and we've got a bunch of young guys that need to continue to play and perform. And if we can all stay healthy, I think we can really do something special this year to uh,
I'm
be a lot better.
I'm pretty sure you guys were against the Pirates, and I think it was the Reds threw a no-hitter, but they still lost.
Yep,
Were you at that game?
I was not playing. Um, I don't know if I was hurt or I don't know if I was hurt or not. But yes, I remember being there. It was one of the more unique things that I've ever been a part of.
So do you remember anything cool you did on opening day last year?
Opening day, oh, in Cincinnati, yeah.
Against the Guardians?
Yep, I threw out three guys, which was pretty cool.
Two in the very first inning.
Yep, which was cool. Yeah, that was sweet.
And then you did like a stare into the Guardians dugout. Like, I can do this all day, guys. Why are you still going?
Yeah, I wish it was that easy. But yeah, it was a pretty cool moment.
hmm So before we get to the last part, do you have any questions for me?
Oh man, what position are you? Tell me a little about you.
I play a lot of outfield, and well,
Okay.
I kind of do. I'm a kind of utility player. I just don't really catch. I'm sorry if that triggers you.
Oh man, yeah.
Mhm.
Catching is the most valuable position.
Yeah, I know. My dad was a catcher, and
Okay,
and
we'll
yeah.
wait till you're a little bit older and we can
Mhm.
strap it up, strap the gear on.
I'm trying. I'm trying to. It's just my knees hurt.
Yeah, keep stretching. It's a lot.
hmm
How did you get into doing this? Like, how did you get into doing like podcast stuff?
So the it was the fall of 2021, and it was I had Genius Hour as a project in sixth grade. I wasn't 6 foot, but um, I was I had a Genius Hour project, and I could have done anything I wanted. I could have done anything baseball related, or I could have done
Mhm.
I could have written a book, but I decided to start up a baseball podcast, and it's basically kind of took off from there, like big time.
That's awesome.
hmm
It's crazy how something could just happen, and then
And then you're interviewing Tyler Stevenson.
I don't know about that, Johnny Damon. I don't know if I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah, that's
hint.
true.
I don't know if I'm gonna hint it at all, but yeah,
No, no, you're good.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Um, Tyler, I do these not so rapid fire questions to end the show. You can answer with as much or as little information as you want. You ready?
Perfect.
Okay, so does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely.
Yes, finally.
Oh,
Someone
I
that
mean,
agrees with me. Yeah.
so fun fact, we made our own pizzas for New Year's. We had like a New Year's Eve party and we made pizzas, and I think every pizza that I've ever had has had pineapple on. You have to. It's so
My
good.
favorite is Hawaiian because pineapple.
You're the man.
So how cool was it to homer in Atlanta in front of your friends and family?
It was one of the highlights of my career. Knock on wood, the past two times we've been in Atlanta, I've homered. So I don't know.
Whoa.
So yeah, this past year I did it, and then 2021 I did it. Um, so I don't know if it's gonna happen in 2023, but we'll see.
Hopefully. April, I
Yeah.
think, is when you play in
Yep.
Atlanta.
You gonna be there?
Oh yeah, I could play
Perfect.
catch with you.
Perfect. I'll
Mhm.
look for you.
So can you tell Jonathan India about my show so he'll come on? We're a Gator family and we haven't had a Gator yet. So we really need.
Perfect. I'll try to do my best to get him on.
Seriously though, that guy is really, really good.
He's special, and I know he was kind of hurt some last year too, but I expect him to do even better things than what he did during his rookie year. It was fun. It was really cool to see him do his thing.
Mm.
He's a
So
special guy.
besides Great American Ballpark, which is your favorite place? Which is your favorite place to play?
Hmm. This is a trick question. There's a
What?
lot of really. I don't know. There's a lot that goes into it.
Did you ever play at Turner Field? I imagine not.
No, Turner Field was gone. The new Brave Stadium is beautiful just because it's brand new. Yankee Stadium you can't go wrong with because it's Yankee Stadium.
Field of Dreams?
Um, Field of Dreams. I didn't play in it sadly because of the
What?
collarbone.
Oh,
Um,
that's sad.
yeah, I know. I had some really cool looking cleats, like custom cleats and
Were
some
you at least
custom.
there? Were you at least
I
there?
did. Yeah, we got to
And
go,
you
which
and
was
you got
cool.
the hat and you got the jersey.
Yeah, got the hat. I have got the jersey in the closet. I got some cool stuff. Um, Fenway's cool. Wrigley's cool just because of the history. Um, yeah, I know it wasn't the one special one, but San Diego, there's a lot.
Mhm.
It's every stadium's nice.
So you probably answered this earlier, but the Falcons or the Bengals?
The Bengals. I have no ties to the Atlanta Falcons. I've never been to a Falcons game, so um, I went to the Super Bowl last year when the Bengals were there. So
Hmm.
maybe I'll go again if they go.
Well, that'd be pretty cool. If you see the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
What pitcher do you really want to face? Current
current.
that you haven't
Hmm.
faced. Have you faced Shohei?
Degrom.
Oh,
Ooh,
DeGrom.
Degrom or Otani.
Have you
Those
faced
two.
DeGrom?
Mm-mm. I haven't faced either of them.
That'd be well, since they're doing like the every team plays every team, you'll
Yeah,
probably face Otani
yeah. We'll
soon.
play. We'll play the Angels in LA this year, and then we'll play. I think the Rangers at home. So hopefully it lines up, and I get to face one of them.
Hmm. Um, well, uh, oh, sorry. Last one. What is your favorite baseball movie of all time?
Field of Dreams.
It's because you've been.
I don't yeah, Sandlot's up there too.
Mhm. You should
Moneyball.
have you played catch with someone at the Field of Dreams at least?
No, because of my collarbone. I couldn't, sadly.
Play catch left-handed.
Yeah, I'm not the best lefty, but
Um.
oh well.
So how do you relate to Field of Dreams or The Sandlot?
Field of Dreams is just a great movie, and I think it was a really cool experience to be able to be there this year and actually see the property and like actually see the field and where the movie was shot at.
Mhm. Well, Tyler, we did it. Thank you so much for help kicking off my new season. Do you have anything else you want to add or ask?
No, I think that's it.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did, and I appreciate it. You're great for you being as young as you are. Keep doing your thing, and
Thank
hopefully this
you.
podcast keeps blowing up.
Hmm. So this is going to be a memorable interview for me. Thank you so much, Tyler. Also, please follow him on Instagram at TylerStep22 or watch any Reds game whenever you want. Hopefully by the time this airs, I will have met Tyler in person at a Reds or Braves game in April.
Yep,
Um,
absolutely.
and you can help my show by subscribing to Baseball Podcasts Are Fun on YouTube and Spotify, and my new website, baseballpodcastsarefun.com, and following at Baseball Podcasts Are Fun on Instagram. Please check back next week for an all-new guest. Until then, that was Reds catcher Tyler Stephenson. I am Grayson Knight, and this was Baseball Podcasts Are Fun. Don't forget to swing for the fences. See ya!